Kolkata. He has also been a national and international speaker. Today we are here to talk about and take his opinion on World Heart Day.
Thank you so much. And today I'm here to give my views and opinions on World Heart Day. That's 29th of September. And we are here to create an awareness regarding the growing heart problems that we are facing in our country. And it's not only in India, but across the globe, the incidences of heart disease is on the grow. And we want to understand the reasons why there has been a certain rise of the heart diseases across the globe. And one of the things that is pertinent to India is the phenotype or the genetics of the Indian people, which predispose them to having higher heart problems as compared to our Western counterparts. And we'll be talking about this in a few moments. But along with that, the change in the diet, lifestyle, having a sedentary lifestyle, everything is adding to the burden. And we want to ensure that all of you are eating the right kind of food, exercising well in order to stay fit and keep your heart fit.
So, Doctor, I have a first question to you. Nowadays, we feel that in Indian population, the young generation is facing this heart problem regularly. So, what is your opinion on it?
So, I think this is a very pertinent question that you had asked, and it's the young Indian population who are predisposed to heart problems because of the genetics that we had been talking about. We have a very typical gene, and we have got thin, fat individuals where we carry a lot more fat around the waist or the visceral fat, which predisposes to heart problems. Also, the change in the dietary pattern where we are consuming a lot of easy calories, refined sugar, and also fatty food in our diet is predisposing us to having higher cholesterol issues and heart problems as well. We also are aware that in young Indian individuals, we are having a more sedentary lifestyle. So we're not working efficiently. We're not having a very active lifestyle, so as to say, and this also adds up to the heart problems in general. So we want to ensure that a person is working out just about the right amount. Too much of workout is also bad, and you might be hearing news about a lot of so-called apparently healthy individuals dying while they are on their treadmills or they're working out. And at the same time, there are the other end of the spectrum who are obese individuals who are also predisposed to heart diseases. So moderation and precisement is what is required in order to stay fit.
So, well said, Doctor, we are actually facing this issue. Now, what do you mean by the healthy diet that they should follow?
Yeah, so I think by healthy diet we mean that it has to be wholesome. It has to have the right amount of representation from carbohydrates, proteins, fibers in the diet. It should be a balanced diet in general. What happens in Indian plates are that the carbohydrate representation is way more than our Western counterparts. It's almost 70% as compared to the Western counterparts who consume about 30 to 70% of the carbohydrates. So we need to increase the fiber in our diet. We need to increase the protein in our diet and cut back on the carbohydrates. Also, if somebody drinks alcohol, we need to encourage them to cut back on the drinking and drink in moderation. And if somebody is a smoker, we should encourage them to stop smoking completely. So these are all part of the dietary exercises and the lifestyle advices that we generally provide.
Doctor, my third question would be, after COVID, do you think this era has increased in the young population of India?
Yes, so COVID has been a really difficult time for all of us, and we don't know exactly how COVID has affected our health. It could be the inflammation that has been ongoing inside the vessels, and that might lead on to high incidences of stroke and heart diseases that we are seeing on the rise. And very soon after the COVID, we have seen many younger individuals coming with heart problems and stroke. And as we said, I think there is an inflammatory process that is involved in this, and that might be leading to the problem.
So we are currently seeing that how do we avoid this situation of getting into the stroke version or avoid this heart disease?
Yeah, I think again it's very very pertinent for us, and we need to understand that we need to come off this sedentary lifestyle. We should be walking at least 30 minutes a day, at least 5 times a week, or do any kind of cardio exercises. It could be cross trainers, treadmills, cycles, swimming, anything of that sort. More importantly, we need to, as we said, cut back on smoking and moderate our alcohol drinking. And also, in terms of the diet, we had already said that we should have a balanced diet, which should have representation from carbohydrates, proteins, fibers, etc., and not just a lot of carbohydrates, which we usually get on a regular basis. Also, we have to cut back on the refined sugar and easy food like burgers, the calorie rich, the aviated drinks that we usually get. Those kind of things have to be avoided in younger individuals if they want to stay healthy for a very long time. Yes, so we want to conclude by talking about this particular campaign called the Beat the Yellow campaign. And we know that cholesterol, when we talk about cholesterol, we have two kinds of cholesterol. One is the bad cholesterol, or the LDL, or the non-HDL, and the good cholesterol, which is the HDL. So this campaign is all about increasing the amount of good cholesterol and trying and addressing the bad cholesterol in the system, which can lead on to heart problems, strokes, etc.
So, doctor, nowadays we have observed there is an increase in incidence of the heart disease in the young population. So, what is your opinion on this?
So, I think it's a very pertinent and important question that we want to address today. Of course, there has been a changing dietary pattern in the younger populations, where we see that they're consuming a lot more fine, refined carbohydrates in their diet as compared to having a more amount of fiber, protein, etc. that is needed. And there is an increase in stress at workplace, at home, and this is also contributing to increased incidences of cardiovascular diseases that we come across. More importantly, as we had said, there is a change in the lifestyle where they're becoming more sedentary, and we want to encourage them to work out more, do the right kind of exercises, increase their cardio exercises so that they're being active. And we see that because of stress, they're consuming, more amounts of, they're smoking, probably they're consuming more carbohydrates to de-stress themselves. So we have to actively encourage them to stop smoking completely and cut back on the carbohydrates to, de-stress themselves. And of course, if they're drinking alcohol, if they're consuming alcohol, that has to be done in moderation as well. So all of these are important because the incidences of heart diseases are on the rise, especially in the younger individuals. And when it comes to the Indian population, the chances of having a cardiovascular disease and dying of a cardiovascular disease is much higher in the younger population. So we need to be very aggressive because we already have the genes which are predisposing us to this increased cardiovascular problems, and we need to address that. Because as we had already said earlier, that we carry a lot more fat around the waist, and that increases the insulin resistance, which ultimately leads on to heart problems, stroke, etc.
Thank you, doctor. Thank you for your opinion. We will try to follow, or even our audience would like to follow both.
Thank you so much once again. Thank you, everyone.